Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Now you're watching Rases Poetry and Songs. In my last video, I released my original composition song, and in my second vlog, we were able to talk about the 5 tips of writing poetry. But if you haven't watched it yet, just visit the link on the description box below. In this video, we were able to talk about the proper delivery or performing the spoken word poetry. Disclaimer! I am not a professional writer. What I'm sharing with you it is my also personal experience, and I believe is firmly reliable because it is also mentioned by other writers and other spoken poetry artists. So, without further ado, let's get started. Tip number 1. This is the most essential part because you should incorporate your special expression, gestures, and intonation of the mood of your topic to make your piece more interesting for the audience. For example, if you would like to express gratitude, you must consider a utilization of rising intonations, friendly and appropriate body gesture, and subtle facial expressions for the feelings to be read and out and be imparted to those who are watching with you. You can express the emotion of your piece, whether it is happy, sad, emotional, and etc. So let's go in the tip number 2. Try to have an eye contact with the audience. Just like what the famous says, our eyes never lie. So if you are performing the way to closely enter to the heart of your audience, it's make them realize and see the sincerity of your feelings or while you are performing. There is no need to exaggerate. Just make all genuine and be natural while you're performing your spoken words poetry. And it will also add up to impression that you confident in delivering your work. So try to be had high contact with the audience is the most important while you performing spoken word poetry. Let's go into the tip number 3. As we can usually see in spoken word poetry performance, many artists have or no piece while they're performing. Definitely mean that the performer must be sure that whole piece was reviewed, well rehearsed, and understand in the greatest depth. It will be the best if you will first understand what the concept underlying in your work. Then afterwards, you proceed or focus on memorizing your piece. So practice your piece and memorize it. But if you don't memorize your piece, it can be will be result to this. Mamahalin mo ang sarili mo, Papa. That video is my first time to join in spoken poetry competition in our school. I have a lack of preparation in that day because of many requirements. So, uh, the result of this spoken word, I will lose. Um, but it's okay because I do my best to perform well in the form of stage. But in that day, I learned a lot to myself to improve my spoken word poetry performance. And now I'm sharing with you to prevent that day and be confident in what you're saying to delivering your spoken word poetry. So, let's proceed with the tip number 4. Be a storyteller. The greater chance that it will be understood by the audience When you deliver a spoken poetry, you can use the two poetic elements, just as rhyme and repetition. For example, for that, let's go back to my last video about the 5 tips in writing poetry. Two factor, rhyme and repetition. Rhyme pertains to the similar ending sounds in every line. For example, I will give an example to know better about rhyme. You are my lover, please be aware. I know there's many bother. Someday with our dream we will be one. Yeah, that's example. As you can see, as you can hear here that the rhyme have a the ending sounds have rhyme. I'll also give you an example in Tagalog if you are interested to write in Tagalog dialect. O isang dalaga, di mo na kailangan ng kolaretes mo. Hindi mo lamang upang mabighani ang manda. Pakita sa kanila ang gayang Kristiyano. So, that is example. So now, let's proceed with the example of repetition. But, let us define what is the repetition. State of repeating several or selected words in order for it to generate a sense of pleasure once it read or when you heard it. And this is the example. I see your face, face that need to converse with our love to the verse that I want to embrace. And that is example. And in Tagalog, masdan ang kagandahan hindi makikita saan man, sa amang dapong napuntahan man, ikaw pa rin babalik-balikan. Example of tip number 5 is let's all done you to be done in love. If you are doing something wholeheartedly, you will see how important it is for you to cherish that moment. If you inspire and provide by virtue of love and passion, it will not difficult you to accomplish a task because it doesn't feel like it's a burden rested in your shoulders. Instead, you will be much more happy in life because you will later on realize how grateful you should be that you're both learning and enjoying at the same time. Because if you love what are you doing, it can be easily to deliver your spoken word poetry. So that's all done you to be done in love. That's all. I hope you learned something in this video. Big shout out to my family, friends, friend, classmates, teachers, and also currently watching this video. Thank you for supports and efforts. And I hope see you in my next vlog. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks be to God. To God be the glory.